Belal Muhammad's UFC welterweight title reign is now a thing of the past after UFC 315. He loses the gold to Jack Della Maddalena by unanimous decision in the main event of this card in Montreal, and somewhat of a puzzling performance by Muhammad in this. We know he said all the things about the Canelo hands and he's not going to shoot for one takedown and all that stuff coming in there, and for his credit he stuck to it for the most part, but obviously to his detriment. That was not what you probably should have done if you were putting yourself in best position for victory. He did shoot for that one takedown kind of late in the first round, really nothing on it, and continued to stick with the striking for the most part. You wonder if he kind of leaned more heavily on that early in the fight, how that would have maybe changed things. It did seem like Della Maddalena's get-ups and all that stuff were pretty strong throughout the fight, so maybe he sensed that and felt the boxing and the striking was his best path to victory, but ended up costing him his title in this fight. And you have to wonder now kind of where he goes from here. He's on the other side of 35 years old, and we know the story of how long it took Muhammad to get to the welterweight title and the winning streak and victories he had to string together to make that happen for himself. Definitely deserved and earned, but it's going to be tough to get back in there. Certainly not going to be grounds for an immediate rematch. Della Maddalena moving on to much different business with Islam Makhachev seemingly, and Muhammad kind of left now to evaluate what's next for himself. You kind of look at what could still be interesting for him on the horizon. I mean, the very clear next fight, no matter what, should be Kamaru Usman. Of course, Usman has the fight coming up against Joaquin Buckley in Atlanta in a UFC Fight Night main event, but win or lose, that is 100% the fight that needs to happen, given all the beef from their podcast unreleased together and the fight that seemingly happened between them. We've heard them both talk about at this point. There seems to be some strong disdain, and that is absolutely a fight that needs to happen before both these guys retire from MMA, and maybe we get the footage along with it when that fight would be promoted. You could have thought this fight would have maybe happened for the title if Muhammad kept going and Usman got back on track, but now a different scenario and probably a more fitting scenario that I think a lot of fans would be more sold on between these two. So I'm down. Give me Muhammad versus Usman whenever you can do that. Muhammad got pretty busted up in this fight, might be a bit of a layoff for him, and Usman, we'll see when he could make a turnaround regardless of the result against Buckley. So some things have to shake out here, but maybe it's late this year, maybe it's early next year. You got to put it together, Muhammad versus Usman.